I think it was like a couple weeks ago I hit you and I seen your swing, bro. Your swing has came a long way, and I admire like the work that you put into it. Do you look at your golf game and like the journey that you on with the game sort of like football? Like, do you work on it? Do you watch film on yourself and watch your own swing and watch ways to get better? And like, is it like a consistent grind?
It's the most consistent thing I've done since football in the sports space. I can't go more than a day. I was at the range this morning, 90 minutes. Like, it was 80 minutes, early bird special today, Swish. So it was 80 minutes, like $20. Like, of course, I'm going to take advantage of that. Top tracer. I need all of that information. Like, I need all of that information. Like, I'm dialed in, bro. Like, I'm playing at Glen Arbor tomorrow. Like, I'm always trying to play golf. I'm always trying to swing these clubs. I can't go more than a day. I start to itch and scratch, and I'm not feeling well. Like, I gotta just swing those clubs and stay on top of it, and watch videos and like just continue to learn and continue to just see good swings and try to emulate those swings and try to just be a mirror to the good swings that I'm seeing and trying to put it together in my own way. And then just, you know how the golf game is, you unlock certain things every time you play. There's just a little bit more you learn, a little bit more, and then you just apply it, and then you keep going from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Par 3 podcast. I am 1/3 of the Par 3, Stephen Malbon. Ben Ballard is still out there on the golf course, probably on the back nine by now. We have one of my favorite people in the world, obviously, one of my brothers, known for a very long time, Super Bowl champ, Pro Bowler, Victor Cruz. Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first tee, Vic. Welcome to the first tee, the Par 3, man. It's good to have you. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Yo, it's good to be on, man. I just want to say thank you and trying to kind of give y'all flowers. Y'all been crushing it. I've been paying attention, obviously, as y'all know, and y'all been getting better and better with each pod. So it's an honor to be on with y'all.
No, for sure, man. Appreciate you. I'll tell you one thing, hey Steve, nobody reps that bag harder than Vic, though. I ain't gonna lie. My boy Vic, I see that. I be pulling up to certain functions, and I know his name is on the list, but I ain't see him yet or something. I just look, and I pull up to the bag drop, I look for the bag, and just stand next to the bag. He coming this way.
He stays on it. I love that. I get photos from pro-ams all over the country, LPGA, PGA, probably the Champions Tour too. He's doing all of them.
My boy on it.
That's a fact, right? I gotta get better, dog. And you give me an opportunity to create some resources, meet some people, go to a fly course and play, and then be around the pros and like feel like I'm rubbing elbows with the people I want to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's checking all the boxes for me right now.
What's your favorite thing about the game, like right now?
Ooh, the little nuances now. Like, I've been getting better. I've been playing a lot. I've been kind of like just working on different parts of my game. I'm trying to figure out different ways to hit a 40-yard shot, trying to figure out different ways to hit a 75-yard shot, pitch hit, what does bump and run? When do I need the bump and run? What does that look like? Like, the nuancy stuff now is getting fun. Now I'm like, let me find different ways to like win and beat the shit out of whoever I'm playing, even though it's a gentleman's game, but in my brain, I'm trying to, It's over with. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to do that. So it's just the little nuancy joints, and then putting recently has been like kind of a thing for me that I've been getting better at, and kind of reading my lines better and getting better contact on the golf ball.
They say putting is one sport and golfing is another.
Yo, that's the first time I heard that, and that is an actual fact. Like, once you get around that green, it can take your handicap 3 different strokes, 3 different ways, just like that. Like, within, a couple rounds, you just understand the difference. And then you start playing golf courses with slow greens and fast greens and slopes, and it's just like, you could never get a real beat on it. You could just like trust your lines, trust the stroke, trust the putter, and just believe in it. But it's tough.
It's definitely tough.
It's tough.
But I ain't gonna lie though. I think it was like a couple weeks ago. I hit you and I seen your swing, bro. Your swing has came a long way, and I admire like the work that you put into it. Do you look at your golf game and like the journey that you on with the game, sort of like football? Like, do you work on it? Do you watch film on yourself and watch your own swing and watch ways to get better? And like, is it like a consistent grind?
It's the most consistent thing I've done since football in the sports space. I can't go more than a day. I was at the range this morning, 90 minutes, like 80 minutes, early bird special today, Swish. So it's 80 minutes, like $20. Like, of course, I'm going to take advantage of that. Top tracer. I need all of that information. Like, I need all of that information. Like, I'm dialed in, bro. Like, I'm playing at Glen Arbor tomorrow. Like, I'm always trying to play golf. I'm always trying to swing these clubs. I can't go more than a day. I start to itch and scratch, and I'm not feeling well. Like, I gotta just swing those clubs and stay on top of it, and watch videos and like just continue to learn and continue to just see good swings and try to emulate those swings and try to just be a mirror to the good swings that I'm seeing and trying to put it together in my own way. And then just, you know how the golf game is, you unlock certain things every time you play. There's just a little bit more you learn, a little bit more, and then you just apply it and then you keep going from there.
So it's obsessive behavior, isn't it? I read this joint. Ben Hogan said that like at night, most nights when he went to bed, he just couldn't wait to wake up and go to the range and practice. And they said he's like the person who invented practicing, Ben Hogan. So he basically, they said he would hit balls for like on the range for like 4 hours in the morning with complete intention of what he was doing. It's like he's just working on every single possible thing you could work on 4 hours in the morning. Then he'd eat lunch and then he'd hit balls again for another 4 hours. And they said he got so dialed from when that obsession began that he would play rounds with them old hickory sticks and all that bullshit he's playing with. And they say he hit the pin 3 holes in a row in a tournament.
Shut up.
Just like hit the pin 3 holes in a row. So if you do it enough, you start to really gain like a lot of confidence. And I think it's like, people say like, practice hard so you can play easy, and like that's really what I'm finally getting, where I practice so fucking much. They're playing in a foursome out at Alpine. We did a joint with Kevin Lyles and them at 300.
Most gangster, Swish, the most gangster shit ever though. But go ahead.
So they were on the fucking, I know they're struggling out there in the humidity and all that. And he's got fucking Ray Matei on his team and, fucking Billy or something. I don't know who he had, but.
Oh man, Billy.
Yeah, he had that crazy motherfucking Billy, right?
You already know.
So it's him and Billy,
J,
Ray Matei, and some other motherfucker, and they're up on the tee box. So I got Nico with me, and he's filming, and I walked up, and so I said, Vic, what club is that? He said 7. I said, let me see it. I'm in my house slippers, right? So I just, little lazy lightning, about 12, 13 foot short of the pin, dart right at the hole, no big deal, and talking shit the whole way, get in the car. And Nico's like, are you going to putt it? Are you going to putt it? I said, motherfucker, I'm going to make it. You crazy? I walk out there on the green. And I said, somebody give me a fucking putter. I just take somebody's putter and then I said, Caddy, what is it? Is one ball out to the left? He said, yeah, or left lip firm. I said, I'll take left lip firm. And then I just fucking poured the putt in. No question about it possible. Question. Y'all just get back in the cart right down to 2.
I just walked away.
Go ahead, move on. Just move on.
Hey, Caddy, put us down for the birdie, dog. We good.
Hey, mark that down, bro.
Mark that, quick.
Yeah, but that comes from a lot of practice. And then I was thinking with both of you guys, like as professional athletes, like I knew that I was going to hit that iron 10 foot, and I knew I was going to make that birdie. I just knew it. There was not even a fucking question in my mind. Was I going to take your 7-iron? I never hit it before. I don't give a fuck what club they handed me. I was going to hit it 10 foot.
Exactly.
And then the putt, I really knew I was going to make the putt.
Yeah.
And then I just did it, And it's like, if I went and putted that putt 10 times right now, I'd probably make 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. But that one time, There was no fucking way I was missing that shit in front of all y'all's all gassed up. You know what I mean? The cameras are on me and shit. And I had to make it.
Yeah, perform, man. You gotta perform, dog. You gotta be able to perform when the lights come on, man.
Every time that camera's on. Exactly. 100%.
V, what's some of your favorite spots you played?
Ooh, some of the favorite spots. Now, for start, I love Caribbean golf, right? Like vacation golf is my shit. Like that's just the vibes. Yeah. Dominican Republic has some good courses. Punta Cana has some good courses. Like I love DR. Barbados, actually, I played at Apes Hill in Barbados, which is insane. And then obviously here in Jersey, we got some of the best joints out here. Somerset down in Jersey. Play Westchester a bunch. I love Glen Arbor. Glen Arbor's beautiful. Alpine obviously is something we play a bunch also. Like I'm at Liberty a ton. One of my neighbors, shout out to Lee. One of my neighbors is a member there and he has a standing tee time all week long at 8 a.m. He was like, yo, just pull up whenever you want, come through and work on your game. Just you and the caddy. If I make it, I make it. If not, you're good. And I'm just like, don't tell me that. I'm pulling up casual, like
8 a.m.
You know me, I'm from Patterson Switch. I'm a moonwalk in there. You say 8 a.m.? Shit, I'm at 7:15 with a latte, like waiting on y'all. You know what I'm saying? So for sure. And that was a chance to like rock with a caddy, work on my game. He's showing me certain things. We're having we're having golf talk. He's putting me on like I love that, man. Like that's me soaking in the game and soaking it all in and just making sure that like this is intentional. Like me getting better is intentional. It's not just like, oh, let me hit it here and pray that it goes where I want it to go. Like, tell me where I'm supposed to hit it. Hand me the club that's the right shot and let me execute it. Like, that's where I'm at in the game is picking my spots and executing to the best of my capacity.
How's that due process?
Best course in New Jersey, dog. And
due process is,
with all due respect to everybody else, due process was the one from the vibe to just the people, which is barely anyone. There's barely anyone there when you're there. I think there was one other foursome that was there. To like just the energy, the nostalgia of the club. Shout out to Buscemi. Buscemi was there when I was there, just randomly, just playing. He was playing that. He had the tee time right after us. Like Novak Djokovic helicoptered in while we was there and just played around. Like it was insane. Like the whole setup. And they were like, this is the most people that have been here today. And it was like 15, 20 people max. And I was like, okay, this is exactly where I need to be. I love it. I love that energy. And then the course was stunning.
Where's due process?
It's where is it at? Near Long Branch. Like it's down.
Oh, it's by me.
It's like an hour. It's right by you. I actually called you. I called you and I asked you if you was around. I had the due process plug. Remember I texted you.
You took Billy there too?
I did not take Billy there, man. Swagger Vance is only allowed in certain venues.
Swagger Vance. I played with Swagger Vance in Princeton. Was it Jazza Polana? Oh my God, bro.
Full movie,
boy. He was talking to fucking Byron and the dude, this Ja Rule's road manager guy.
Yeah.
The three of them, the banter that was going on between the three of them.
Play all the time.
Echo?
Yeah, Echo. They play all the time, dog. And they popping shit, and there's money on the line, and it's $100 have been carried over 3 different rounds of golf. Like, it's incredible, dog. Man. It's too funny. Funny.
It's stuff like that I love about the game, bro, because you like, especially when you got a good group and it's consistent and like, you know what I mean? It's never really a situation to where unless somebody like you got a piece of shit friend and he just sandbagging everybody. But like the money really goes back and forth.
It really does. So like no one's ever leaving really out like thousands of dollars on top. You know what I mean?
I'm not about to go buy a house with all this shit. We're not betting that much. It's just the camaraderie of the trash talk and shit like that, bro. So I miss that within the locker room. So to be able to regain that on a different space but still be competitive I think it was what a lot of us fight for.
Nah, I agree 1,000%. Like, I need every chance I could get to be competitive because I can't scratch that itch anymore. You know what I mean? At least not the way we used to. So like, I need to have that opportunity to get that out. Like as men, we got to get that out and get that competitive edge off, just to stay sane. And then on top of that, like it's the ultimate therapeutic mental game. Like you're just out there, you're walking from tee to green, you're just taking in the sights, vibing with the homies, or like, you know, playing music, you're in your element. Like that's the other side of golf. I could play terrible, but if I had a good time, if I had a good vibe, if my music was up, I got a cigar, I'm leaving the course a little tipsy, I'm feeling good, going to grab a bite, like I could have scored 110. I don't care because I had a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Until you start getting the group texts and everybody telling you how well your $100 spent, and it's just that's the fun of the gambling shit. It's like I don't really care about losing $100, but when I got a fucking 4 days of a group text with everybody on there just talking about how much they enjoyed taking my fucking money, it's like I can't wait to get these motherfuckers back. I can't be that guy next week. I'm flipping it
at all. I'm flipping them actually, for sure.
Yeah, we gotta flip it.
What's your favorite club in the bag?
It's that 5-iron. I hit a 5-iron at Greenbrook Country Club. It was the first club I ever started getting lessons at, and I lived 5 minutes away, so I used to pull up all the time. Got to play that course again. And I hit a 5-iron from like 212 out, rolled up to about 10 feet from the pin 2 days ago for an eagle putt. Missed the putt. Don't tell nobody. But I took the birdie. But it was just like that 5-iron just been money for me lately. Like I get my turn on it, I'm hitting down on the ball. It's doing what I needed to do. So if I could get that club right, you know, one of them longer irons, the shorter ones would just be, you know, dialed in too. So it's a good sign.
What about the worst?
Oh man, that driver, dog. That driver certain days could just be like your best friend down the middle of the fairway, baby cut. And then other days it's just going left into the bushes. And you're like, how is the same swing? It's the same swing. How is that one going left? What am I doing wrong? Now you got to recalibrate. You're checking the hips. It's a whole thing. So it's just like when driver's going wrong, everything's kind of falling apart for me personally. So the driver's the one that gives me the headache the most, 100%.
A lot of people say that, and they say that the driver's the most, like, with the technology, it's like the most forgiving club in the bag, you know, where it have like that TaylorMade joint where it's like warped or something. So if you hit it off the toe, it'll like hook it back in, or if you hit it off the heel, it'll cut it in or what have you. So, you know, athlete guy, you hold that driver, you're like, I'm gonna fucking crank this.
I'm gonna tear the polyurethane off the ball.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Tempo Town goes out the window. It's over. You're over here trying to show up.
Then I top one into the pond, and then it's all bad. It's all bad after that. Yo, that reminds me. This morning, I'm at the range joint, and my driver like snapped, like the face. This is crazy, but the face, like I looked down and I swung and I heard a different sound, and I'm like, what was that? And I looked down and it was split. The face of it was just split open, and I'm like, am I that strong? Like, am I running through the club face like this? Maybe I'm just playing that much that it's just wear and tear. Like, nah, that was different. That was different today.
Either way, it's a congratulation moment, right? Either you hit it so fucking hard or you practiced so much that you broke it. Either way,
it's a win-win.
But yeah, put that one on the shelf. Put that one on the shelf.
I'm gonna bronze it like they do baby shoes and shit back in the day. I'm gonna bronze it and put it on the
fucking. That'd be a tough trophy. Put it next to the hole-in-one, dog.
That'd be tough. Facts. The hole-in-one. Crazy. You know, they ripping up Hudson National. They doing the whole, you know, that's where I have my hole-in-one, so it's always like near and dear. But they ripping it up and making it brand new, so we'll see how it turns out.
So are they redoing that hole?
I believe so. I think they're just, you know, making it harder, adding bunkers or doing something. But a lot of the holes are getting fully revamped also, yeah.
And that's going to be one of them, though.
Yeah.
Hole-in-one hole, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
You might be the last one to ever hit a hole-in-one on that hole, so you might take that with you. Take that with you, bro. Take that with you.
I got enough gas to that with you.
That's one thing Hudson National do not need to do is make it harder, bro. That shit is hard enough.
That's a tough course there.
I know you played in a ton of fundraisers. I know I have. I know Stephen's played in his fair share of fundraisers too. But like, as athletes, it's different when you see another athlete who swing a golf club but don't look like an athlete no more. Who was that one for you that was like, yo, he's dead, bro. You an athlete, but you do not look swinging like that? I don't know.
First of all, I don't know if it's, well, first one is, There's two. There's two guys with different reasons. One is Dwight Freeney. Because I look at that man and I'm like, bro, you're going to tear an oblique. And Swiss, you know what I'm talking about?
Crazy.
He's going to tear something, dog. Like, that is not, you have to relax, okay? Golf's an easy swing, dog. You got enough power. So he's one. And then the other one is I played with him at Lake Nona at this LPGA event, and Larry the Cable Guy. He's the most unassuming golfer that you could meet, but he turns on that golf ball and he could get around the golf course a little bit. And I was like, nah, Larry, like you out here sandbagging us, dog. But he was fun to play with. He's talking to the crowd the whole time. He's juicing everybody up. He's cracking jokes. He's spitting dip out. Like, he's just having a good time. So that was dope, but definitely caught me off guard when he hit a shot with the tee box and it went 260 down the fairway, and I was like, hold on, man.
Yo, that's crazy, because I play with the dudes from Duck Dynasty, and I'm thinking, like, they just about to be, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just on some, they don't play golf, they just here to shoot the shit, get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool with some people. Man, I get up there, the dude hit the joint like 280 down the fairway. I'm like, oh, you play. He was like, oh, yeah. Like, yeah, this is, what, like, I got a Tuesday game, and this, and I'm like, oh, shit.
They locked in.
I'm about to get locked in. I'm about to get smoked by a buddy who be in the swamps. Like, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. But there's a lot of people like that. Like Carlton from Fresh Prince, you would never think. I mean, people that know, but you would never think he was like good at golf. Alfonso, like, we see him all over the place during the tournament. He's good. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, like legit.
It's just dope to see a lot of those people. And it's dope. The best part about the pro-ams and stuff is, like, I just love, playing with the pros and, like, picking their brains. And sometimes, oddly enough, I get more friendly with their caddy than I do the player, because the caddy's like, he's like, this is a practice round for us. We're going to get through what we got to get through. But let me holler at you. Let me talk to you. Let me see where your game is at. Walking me through different things that he sees in my swing or putting or whatever. And then just creating that rapport, which is not a bad, I always love getting to know caddies because they're often sticks. All those guys know how to play some golf. You know what I mean? So I love making relationships with caddies too.
It's funny. I was talking to my agent about that one time. He's like, yeah, man. It's like it's always the caddies that want to like chit chat and keep it cool with me. He was like, well, you got to think of it this way. He's probably nervous if he don't bring home $2-3 million this week. He might be in trouble for the next couple of months. I'm like, he might be a little nervous. He might have other things on his mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, I ain't looking for a professional sport aspect like that. He looking at all the grades. He taking it all into account. Granted, this is his job, but I can't just rely on him either.
Yep, exactly. This is very much a partnership. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
We're very much in this together all the way through.
Do you think in what other sport do you feel as though, and I think maybe like baseball with the catcher, like what other partnership do you have, like two people and like one person technically isn't playing, but they have an influence? Because it's not like he a coach, but he's
close to it.
The closest to it.
But he ain't a player, but he is.
He's a shrink and
he's everything.
Coach.
He's everything, man. He's everything. He's got to be able to keep you calm. He's got to be able to make sure you're in the right state of mind to hit every single shot we need to hit. He needs you to also have fun and enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? And like golf is still a game at the end of the day. You still need to enjoy yourself and not take it too seriously. Although this is what you do for a living. But there still has to be some sort of fun enjoying it, because why are you doing it if you're not having fun to begin with? And again, he's got to be a master of his craft too. He's got to know how to read greens. He's got to know where you want to place the ball. He's got to judge the wind. He's got to figure out the slope of the greens and where to putt it, how to putt it, and keep you in that right frame of mind. That's almost more difficult than any other coach in any other sport, for real, because basketball, you have a team of guys, and guys kind of fall in line a little bit and understand there's roles to each guy, and football's the same way. Football, you might be on a team and coach might speak to you once all week. Like, if you're not, a starter, or you on a P squad, or you just kind of a return guy or a special teamer type guy, like you might speak to coach here and there, but you might go a week without talking to somebody outside of your position coach. You know what I'm saying? So like that golf caddy, he has to check a lot of boxes for you as a human being, personality wise, for you to even be a good fit.
So I was just thinking about this since you said that. What's better, going to a course and having a really good caddy and you like telling you your lines, but not only is he telling you your lines, you hitting your lines. He's telling you the right numbers. You're confident in how you play, or having a really bad caddy giving you bad lines, terrible numbers. Like, because we've all been there and been like, bro, he gave me the wrong number.
And what I love
there's no way that was breaking that far.
What I love now though is that, like, you know, you get to a certain point in your game, you know a good caddy from a bad caddy. And when I get that bad one, I'm like, ooh, bro, like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you? I'm not even trusting them anymore. Like, I'm just like, where you saying, Sat? I'm going 2 feet inside of that. Like, I'm not trusting you anymore. So it's like, that'll ruin my day because now I'm fighting with the internal voice. Should I listen to the caddy? He has been here 9 months. He said he just got here, but he's pretty good. Like, the starter vouch for him. Like, you trying to give him a shot. And it's just not, sometimes it doesn't work out and it could ruin your day. It could go from having an 82 and 80, having a good day, and then you shot a 91 because you missed every freaking slope on the green because you didn't see it or he didn't show it to you the right way. And my day is done. Yeah, 100%.
The caddies, they're in such a like one of my friends is on tour, caddy on tour. And so basically he's got a caddy, a Korean golfer who's historically changes caddies every 6 weeks. It's like the joke on tour, you know, it's like he's going to get rid of you after 6 weeks. And my boy's like, no, he's not. Motherfucker's not going to get rid of me. He said, I wash his shoes he said, if the motherfucker's shoes get dirty, I pour Evian water on his shoes and drop down on the towel and start buffing his fucking shoes up, getting them right. And then he said, there's a word for like the worst. I forget what the word is, but whatever it is, the player will hit a bad shot and he'll call himself like, you know, you fucking loser or whatever he's saying in Korean. And so the dude doesn't speak English, but my boy speaks English and doesn't speak Korean. So he learned what the word was for like, you're the worst. So he said when he reads a putt, he'll say left lip, you know, and the player will just like pull the fuck out of the putt. Just pull it, you know, and it's not his fault, but he'll look at him and he'll say, that's the worst read ever, and I'm the worst caddy ever. Just turn and he'll never let the pro take the hit. You know, it's like, you could tell him it's going two balls to the right, and the caddy, and the golfer set up and pull that motherfucker, and he look at him as horrible read. That was a horrible read, and I'm a fucking horrible caddy. You're the best putter in the world. You are the best putter in the world.
I can't
just
believe
keep
that.
telling him, like, he's showing me he's showing me his text messages with the dude, and he said he gets kind of drunk sometimes and he'll send him a text message. So this dude doesn't speak any English at all, the player, and he's texting him at like 11 at night. I just wanted to let you know, brother, that you're the best golfer in the world, and I am forever honored to play with you. To call you my partner in the Korean golfer. All he says, thank you. Thank you. He just constantly follows him around talking about, you're the best golfer in the world. You are the best putter in the world. Don't let him ever think he's not. Because you know, when you lose your confidence, you probably going to lose your tour card next. All your sponsors, you're going to fire the caddy. It's over. You got to keep them gassed at all times. It's been a long day. Time for a long drink.
The finished drink.
Proud sponsor of the Par 3 podcast, Long Drink.
Get yours at longdrink.com.
Cheers.
Vic, we got any predictions this NFL season? What you got? I need some.
Man, I know, like, I'm excited for this year, dog. Like, it seems like a lot of teams got better. There's a lot of parity in the league now. I mean, you got teams that have, like, sold out stadiums for the first time, sold out their season tickets for the first time in the Detroit Lions. Like, you got teams that are going to be sleepers that are going to make some noise. So, with that being said, I mean, I still got Patrick Mahomes coming out of the AFC. I mean, Until somebody knocks him out, I don't care who his receivers are. I don't care what's out there. Like Patrick Mahomes is the one. Like that's coming out of AFC. And the NFC, I think the Giants are right. I mean, I like where we're at. I like everybody talking about the Jets right now and everybody having that conversation. The Cowboys, as we know, they're gonna falter. They're gonna collapse at some point throughout the season. They have their annual collapse.
Just relax.
So I don't really worry about them. But we got to win the division. Everybody knows that that's first. But I like my Giants. But I love a lot of teams too. Baltimore. A lot of teams have just gotten better all across the board. I mean, Jacksonville is going to be way better than they were. Philly.
I like Philly, man. I hate to say it.
That's the one team, both of us, we're going to have to see Jalen Hurts for the next 10, 15 years, bro. We got 15 years of this guy.
15 years of this. This is going to be trouble.
It's going to be trouble because he's every bit of that guy, man. And again, just like Patrick Mahomes, like guys want to play for him and guys want to play for a guy like that and be around that kind of leadership and be around that kind of winning mentality, because it's infectious, as you can see. Like Patrick Mahomes, perfect example. His mentality, how he approaches everything. And shout out to coaches like Andy Reid that keep it fresh. They let him do every Friday or Thursday. They have a segment where they come up to Andy Reid with the plays that they've designed. Like whatever plays, it could be the most. That's why they had that little crazy huddle, that little ring around the rosy huddle play in the Super Bowl. Like they've worked on that in practice. And Andy Reid is like, well, if the play looks good, if I like it, we'll keep it in. And they let them be themselves. That just keeps you, it's a long season, man, in the NFL. Like, that just keeps you in it. It keeps you, like, motivated. You like, coach is letting us call plays. Like, now you're excited to execute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's little things like that that just keep you juiced up and keep you kind of in the game. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. 100%. We used to have certain, well, not me per se, but some people used to have certain situations where they could have, be able to call the plays and orchestrate it so you could just feel like you have way more impact on it and then going in the film rooms. So I definitely understand what you're saying, because this is the first time we've ever seen it, and this is my first NFL person I've actually got to ask this. The first time we've ever seen an all-black quarterback staff and a quarterback crew in Baltimore. How does that make the league look? And what do you think about that? Like, for the first time in the history of the NFL, as crazy as it may sound.
It's insane that we've come all this way and it's just now happening and it's just now coming to fruition. But I think it's a start and I think it's a healthy one. And it's something that needs to be looked at across the league. And Baltimore has always been a franchise and an organization that's led by example. And I think this is no different. So I think it's just you're starting to see things are happening, slowly. It's not, we're not having abrupt changes. We're not doing things overnight, but we're working on these things, man. And as a community, things are changing and in areas that make sense. Like there's no way, we still got some work to do in the coaches' perspective, but there's no way that this league is predominantly 65, 75, 85% black males. And there's 4 black head coaches, if not maybe less. Like that's unacceptable. It just doesn't make sense. Like it just the sheer thought process and mentality of it doesn't even make sense, because black men are easily understanding other black men. That's just the way, naturally, how it's going to be. I'm going to be able to relate to more things that he can speak to me about, because we probably come from the same background. We probably come from the same upbringing. He probably was a former player like Mike Tomlin and understands my plight. And even that connection alone can lead for a greater athlete. It can lead for a greater person and can lead for a greater man. And those are the type of guys you want to be raising almost in the NFL. These guys are still kids when they come into the league. I think a lot of people don't really understand that. Like, I was older coming into the league. I did 4 years of college, and I was still 23, still a baby. Like, some guys are coming in 1 year after college, 21, 2 years after college, 21, 20, 19, some of them 20, like really young, formidable years. And then they get a bunch of money in their pockets. And then, you want to be able to lead those men in the right direction and not have them fall into the gaps that we've seen other players and other people fall into.
Facts.
We obviously have a bunch of friends that are not golfers, right? Fashion people, entertainment people. It's obviously harder, and it's gotten easier over the COVID and over whatever, like the movements, there's a wave and there's swells coming in and there's more access and there's more people doing it, etc. But like, even going to like when I was with you two in Jersey with Ronnie, like getting Ronnie to golf, like he played with me and JR on the front nine. He wouldn't touch the ball. He loosened up a little bit by the back nine. We had him hitting some shots, and on the range earlier that morning, he was like hitting that barn. Remember that barn that was to the left of the driving range? Yeah. He kept hitting it into that fucking barn like 20 in a row, like he was aiming at the barn. I couldn't even understand how he could hit the barn 20 times in a row. And so then I'm like, come on, just hit the ball like the front nine. And he was like, he was standoffish. He didn't want to do it. He wasn't confident to do it, etc. The back nine, like I said, he loosened up a little bit. And then after we finished, he went to the range by himself and hit like for another hour, just dolo, like trying not to hit that fucking barn, right? And I would imagine at that point, I'm thinking like, oh, he's addicted. Like this, that's it.
It's
but
done.
Like,
it's done.
I don't think he's played since. You know what I mean?
He hasn't.
He hasn't, right? So like,
he hasn't.
We gave it a good run in one day. We're taking Ronnie where he's like, I don't golf. I'm not doing this shit. By the end of the day, he's on by himself for an hour on the range. It's just, what's your advice for a friend like that who like, you see the potential, you see that they would be fun and you want to have them out there on them group texts and taking, hundos off them. But like shit is hard to start as a grown man.
Yeah, that's a tough one, especially a very busy grown man like Ronnie is. And I just try to bring him along as much as I can. He lives, his spot in the Hamptons is a mile away from a 9-hole course. And I've gone to visit him a couple of times and I'm like, yo, just come with me. Like, just come with me. And he's declined. But the more I keep going, he'll fall into it at some point. And it's just a matter of like, staying persistent on them, keep inviting them out, keep inviting them for the value. Just come to hang out with us. Like, it's going to be all the homies there. Just come have a drink, chill. Like, just keep it that and then reel them in. Like, we just got to stay on them and invite them to the fun side of the golf experience and then reel them into the actual golf.
I think his thing is paddle, right?
He's a racket guy. Yeah, tennis, paddle. That's where he does a lot in the Hamptons, too. So they say it's either golf or tennis. And typically, tennis was more his thing, which he does a lot. And he loves it. So he's really tied into that, especially up there in the Hamptons. He got a ton of people to play with up there.
You say him and Daniel. I was just with Daniel, and he said that Ronnie beat him. And it's like just the fucking he can't take it. Daniel said that he beat me with some bullshit. I said, what do you mean? He said fucking Ronnie, all he does is drop shots. He just fucking drop shots. Every other shot's a fucking drop shot. He said, this is some humiliating shit. I'm running to the net. I don't get to the ball. I fucking fall in the net. Ronnie's laughing at me. And he plays a bullshit game. He won't hit it hard. This motherfucker just drop shot. He said that his instructor serves for him or something. They got some weird ass fucking rule.
He doesn't serve.
Yeah. The instructor puts the ball in play.
He just forehands it in play, and then we're in play. Like, no, it's incredible. It's actually incredible, dog. I remember asking him, I go, yo, how miles per hour? Like, how fast are you serving it? And he's like, oh, no, I don't serve. I'm like, what do you mean you don't serve? Like, that's an essential, that's like playing golf and you don't tee it off.
Oh, no, I don't hit drivers.
I don't hit driver. I'm going to go about $180 and hit it.
Instructor puts it in play. So the instructor serves underhand, and then the instructor his coach gets out of the way, and then you got to play the game in. So Daniel Arshall said, this bullshit. These fucking dudes hitting the ball, not me. He ain't got to serve, and he's drop shotting every other fucking shot. And he beat me, and he tells everybody how bad he beat me. And he's
that's another thing.
Texting.
Yeah. He's gonna document it with the homies like before he even leaves the court. It's already in. It's probably a photo of it. It's definitely something, 100%.
You got the footage you walking off the court.
That's him all day. And the worst part is that you in a full Kith outfit too. You in a full Kith tennis outfit. He kicking your ass in. You got his shit on. and he's kicking your ass with, and you like, this is a double slap in the face today.
Word.
This is crazy.
That's tough.
Going back to like when you were saying just bring the homies out and get them out there, etc. Like it's very similar for me with my friends. I try to do it, but it really relates to like Remington, my kids, Luciano and Remington, on getting them to play, getting them out there. So, the last year, pretty much every time I've hung with you, you've had your daughter with you, and she's not playing, but she's out there, right? Yeah. She's laughing, she's swagging out. That's kind of the same.
She play.
Yeah, she playing, especially at the Malbon joints. We'll have her just, I always have her warm up at the range, just hit balls, just hang out. But she loves the Malbon events, dog. Like, she loves the energy. She loves having fun. She loves Steven. Every time she pulls up on him and be asking him for shit. And I'm like, Kennedy, you can't just be asking Steven for shit. Like, that's not why we're here, okay? Just say hello. Say thank you for having us. And then, like, we'll go about our business. Cool. But, like, and you're always so gracious to her, man. We appreciate that. But, cool. I sent her to IMG this year for the first time for a little summer camp in that Florida heat. I don't know what I was thinking, but she trooped it out, dog. And, like, she came out better on the other end. She's a much different golfer in terms of her approach to the ball. Like, I've seen a change in just her setup and how she's just seeing some of the things she learned while she was out there, being around other like-minded golfers that are after the same thing. I think it really, it changed the scope for her a little bit. And, she wants to get out and play. Like, now she's, a little bit eager. And I'm like, oh, okay, I like this. I could do the eager. Mm-hmm. I'd rather want to, as a parent, I'd rather want to pull you back than have to push you out. You know what I mean? Than have to get you to do something. I'd rather all right, that's too much. Let's take a day off. Let's do that. I'd rather do it that way because that's how I know you're serious about it. And I know that mindset will translate to anything else you do in the world. And that's a good space to be in.
Switch, your girl's playing?
Yeah, mine freshman year, she just joined the golf team. She got her first volleyball match today.
Here we go. Folks, it's happening.
And away we go.
Man, there's nothing more just watching because Kennedy played in the little junior league this year and stuff like that out here in Jersey. And there's nothing more as a parent and seeing her just hit one bad shot or line up wrong. And I'm like, what do we do? And I'm like, damn, who am I? What am I doing right now? Why am I, this is what's happening. Let her have fun. Let her just do it. But you just have such high aspirations and you just I can see what it could be. And I want her to have that mindset, but I want it to come at her pace. And I just have to also understand that I got to let her just have the experience too at the same time.
Yeah, I think for me, that's the hardest part of it all, especially with girls, man. Cause I don't want to push them to an extent where you push them away and especially for something that they like to do or they want to do, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You get too hard on them or whatever. And not even necessarily get too hard on them. Just some people just are expressing or experiencing things differently in the way you talk to them or however else it can play a major role in how they do everything else. It's not necessarily just that one thing. And for me, it's I get excited when I see my daughters playing or want to play. Dad, let's go to the range, or Dad, let's go to the course. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
You open up these can of worms, it's gonna be hard to put back in the box now. I'm telling you that right now.
100%.
But we can do it. We can do it all day for sure. Not so many, for one, nowadays men who want women to play, and for two, and not a lot of men want to spend time with their kids as much as going out to the golf course. And so for me, when I always see you with your daughter and posting the videos and stuff, it's damn, that's dope. Finally somebody who want to spend time with their kids, who wants to go spend hours and on in talk about the little nuances of life or whatever, and just to get them away from the technology and so much other stuff that we didn't have, and give them a piece of our childhood, going outside and just being a kid, trying to hit this stick hit this little ball with a stick 200 yards.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just walk in the park with my pops. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just certain things like that, those experiences, they'll really cherish forever. By the time we 70, 80 or so, like, damn, I really used to, my pops used to want to really spend time with me. He used to really want to take me to the park. He used to really, I remember us going to get a soda and X, Y, and Z and like stuff like that, stuff they really cherish. Cause when I look back at it, that's the thing I used to love. Going to practice, coming home, going to 7-Eleven with my pops, getting me a Slurpee and going back to the crib, ordering the going to Blockbuster, getting me a video game, renting that joint, sending the wrong one back, and keeping the game. What? Oops. My bad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up, yo, that was the game. We sent that other one back swiftly. But that's the best part. Like, that's the best part for me. And then the best part is like, our kids are actually cool. Like, Kennedy puts me on music. I'm adding stuff to my playlist. Like, oh no, this is tough. Like, I need to add this. Like, this is great. Like, fashion. She loves to look, you know, and she got her own style. She loves to look a certain way. Like, I'm all for that. I want to empower all of that. I don't want to be a parent that's like, oh nah, you dressing this way or you dressing that way. Like, I want you to be you, and I want you to be comfortable, and we're gonna ride on that wave until we don't anymore. And then whatever transition, whatever way you want to develop and grow your swag, and I'm right here with you to facilitate, because I've been there, I've been where you are, like, and I'm right here to help you right along the way and everything that you want to do. So like, that's the best. Our kids are fucking cool. Yeah, kids are cool.
And the confidence comes from the parents. Like my man the other day, we were in the car, I forgot who, he said, you know, I got 2 nephews and they're just lame, right? And I said, well, why? He said, well, to be honest, because my sister married a dude who's just the absolute fucking worst. And I'm like, well, there you have it. So the kids are the worst because the dad's the fucking worst. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So like, you know, getting the kids and the confidence, like y'all's kids, I mean, like Remington and Lucci, those dudes are fucking confident, you know, like we're like Remington, this fucking weirdo, he's taking Spanish, and so he's learning all this Spanish shit. So he came home the other day, he started calling me Juan Remy. He said, Juan Remy. What the fuck you talking about? He said, you wanna be me. You wanna be Remy. He's throwing snaps. He said, I brush my hair like him. He said, you trying to take my haircut. I'm like, what are you talking about? I had my hair slicked back for fucking ever, bro. You didn't even have hair. He said, you wanna be Remy haircut. Fucking crazy.
I love it. I love that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Funny, those fucking kids are the best, dude.
The best, man.
People like my homies will say like, oh, I'm so excited. My fucking kids are out of town for the week. I'm like, when my kids are gone for the week, I'm fucking depressed.
I miss them.
Man. I don't want to hang with no one else.
Then I'm calling them like, hey, you everything all right? Yeah, they taking care of you over there. You need some money? You need anything?
Right, you need anything you need. Any way for me to get over there. What?
I never say, I'm coming over right now. I'm going to just drop it off. I ain't Venmoing shit. I'm going to go hand you cash.
See, Steve is different because he got boys, bro. You got girls, and like they really, bro. I call my girls every morning, right, before they get on the bus.
Of course.
And sure enough, as soon as good morning, Daddy. It's just like they like, you know
just
what?
A
what
little
you need?
Too. Yeah.
Extra $5. What you need? You need some extra, like you need some trade money when you get to the lunch table.
Exactly.
Like, what you need?
Exactly.
Like, man, I got you. But first of all, appreciate you, Vic, for coming out, man. Thank you for spending time with us, man. That's another episode of Part 3. I'm J.R. Smith, Stephen Malbon, and Ben Baller is probably at the pro shop right now.
Ben better be 3. He better finish off 4 under par. That's what I want to hear when Ben get back on the line.
Oh, you gonna hear 3 under something, but it may not be as accurate. But that's my boy. So we
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you,
y'all, man.
See y'all next week.